Aloha, o Brian ko ui noa no mililani mai ao. No ao I waipio. O kaena ku'uwahi pana. Hana ao I ma'o. So hello everybody, my name is Brianne. I'm from Mililani and now I live in Waipio and I work at Ma'o Organic Farms. My role is the OA Vocational and Workforce Development Specialist. So when we talk about the OA here on the farm, of course, like in its literal sense, it is how water moves through the Ahupua'a system from Auka to Makai. And so that is the metaphor that we use to talk about our pathway of internship programs. So a majority of folks who actually are here working on the farm every week are our college interns, our OPO, our youth of this community and of neighboring Moku as well. So one of the huge missions of the farm is to put young people into Aloha Aina kind of work. And we do that through various college internship programs, including the youth leadership training. So for the Wild Tea internship, it's designed to be a 2-year internship that is alongside interns' associate's degree journey. And so during their time in the youth leadership training program, they actually receive a full tuition scholarship for that degree. And then for their time on the farm and all that sweat equity that they're putting in, they also receive a monthly stipend. And then beyond that, they have access to a lot of support, I would say. So support in learning what it looks like. For a lot of them, it's like their first job. So learning about basic workforce skills that will help them be successful in whatever field they're in. A lot of mentors who are able to provide anything from like life guidance to a little bit of mental health support. And then also all the programming itself. The youth in our program can be studying anything, that is their passion or their interest at the time when they're in college. And it's been really amazing. We've had students continue on and study sustainable agriculture. Students go off to study engineering or business or lots of other things as well. And so since we're looking to be a holistic and like longitudinal community space, and as the number of interns expands, we need a way of keeping track of all of this information. So enter Salesforce. One really awesome tool that I'm super proud of, and I hope the Purple Meta team is proud of too, is our Ma'o transcripts. So you know how like students in college, you have a transcript that shows your grades and the classes you took and your GPA and things like that. As our OPO go out into all different kinds of spaces in the world, we also wanted to have something similar to capture their journey during the time on the farm, because there are so many parts to it. Having them walk away with something that certifies and sends them out into the world. Well, so for example, a Ma'o transcript could be added to a resume or added to an application packet somewhere in the future. Now we have this really magical button on each student's contact page that says create transcript. And so at whatever point that their journey takes them off of the farm, we're able to have this really powerful tool now that shows each internship program that they were a part of, their attendance percentages, some information about the evaluations that we do with them every semester as well. And that tool has had so many different kind of impacts. So it helps the students reflect and it helps them be proud of the work that they did here, which is, I think, a huge benefit in and of itself.